Alright, so parametric, I'll show you what it means in two dimensions. So let's say I have two ordered pairs, -2, 5, and 1, -3, or something like that. So if this is my initial and that's my terminal, it's going through those points to find parametric equations to represent a path going through. So -2, 5 is right here, 1, -3 right here. We're trying to find parametrics to show that it starts here and it goes that way. Well, the easiest way to do it is just to figure out after 1 second it goes from this point to that point. So our x, we start at -2 and we go 3 to the right after 1 second. So we'll start at -2, our first x is -2, and we're going to go right 3 after 1 second. Notice if I plug in 1 for time, I get x is -2 plus 3 times 1, which is 1. So I have gone in the x direction after 1 second 3 units to the right. Now the y direction, we start at 5 and I have to go down 8 to get to this point after 1 second, so -8t. So if I plug in 1 for time, I get -3 for y. So if I plug in when time is 1, our x value is going to be 1 and our y value is going to be -3, which checks out. So to go from here to here, we just said that in 1 second because that's the easiest. We could set it up for 2 seconds to get to that point. We would just have to divide our slopes by 2. So there's actually an infinite amount of parametric equations starting here, going through here, depending on how fast. But this is the easiest, just to make after 1 second go right there. So then in 3 dimensions, if I just started at 1, 4, -2, and it goes to 2, 2, 3, something like that. We just set up our horizontal, our vertical, and then our z component. So y and our z, 3 dimensions, like that. We start at 1, 4, -2, so we go right 1, up 4, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's x1, y4, and then down 2. So there's my starting point. And I'm going to end up at 2, 2, 3, which is up in space right up there. We're starting here, we're going up that way, if you can see that in 3 dimensions. So our x parametric, we start at 1 and we go up 1 to get there. Actually, yeah, so if my starting point was, what did I say? 2, 1, 4, oh, tough to tell when it's down. So start at 1, go to 2, I'm going to go up 1t. For the y, I'm going to start at 4 and I'm going to go down 2t. And then z is going to start at -2. So when t is 0, I'm at 1, 4, -2. That's my initial point. When t is 1, I'm at 2, 2, 3. So I go through that point after 1 second. So those are parametrics given 2 points. So then another question would be, what if you have a vector? So back to 2 dimensions, let's say I have an ordered pair of -1, 3, and it has a vector of 2, 4. So this 2, 4 vector means we go 2 to the right, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the vector. And we can move this vector, kind of like the pencil here. We can move it anywhere we want as long as it doesn't change its orientation. It's the same vector. So what we do is we attach it to our point, -1, 3. There's my point, and I slide this vector and put its tail right here and its tip going up in the same direction right there. So there's my vector right here. So we want it to be parallel, so go that way. So to set up parametrics, this vector is 2 to the right and up 4. So from this point, negative 1, 3, we're going to go 2 to the right. So our parametric would be x equals negative 1, and we're going 2 to the right, so plus 2t. And our y1 is going to be at 3, and we're going to go up 4t. So after 1 second, we're at the end of this vector right there. So we don't, it's different than points, because to find parametrics for 2 points, you have to do, how do I go from negative 2 to 1? I went up 3. That's the 3t. And to go from 5 to negative 3, we went down 8t. This is not an ordered pair, that's a vector. So we add the x component to our initial location for x. So it's negative 1 plus 2t and 3 plus 4t. So then the same would be true with 3 dimensions. So if I have the ordered pair 0, 1, negative 2, and our vector is 2, 3, we'll say negative 2, 3, 4, something like that. Okay, so our parametrics would be 0 plus, should be minus 2t, so plus negative 2t, we'll see. And then our y1 starts at 1, and we go 3 in the y direction. So it'd be 1 plus 3t, and z would be negative 2 plus 4. Set of parametric equations representing a path through, or starting at this point, parallel to that vector right there.